It's been an interesting journey so far. We are halfway through Series 1 Data Analysis with Excel. In this 10th episode, we will be talking about a lookup function. So you ever wondered how to get some data needed easily in a large set of data sets where it's not easy to scroll through one after the other? In our example here, we have about 12 rows of data sets, so it's easy to just cross-check and pick some information needed. What if you have about 200,000 rows of data sets with 50 plus, 60 plus columns, and then you are asked to find some items? Okay, so let's talk, for instance, we are looking for the quantity for some product ID, the total sales for some product ID, the product name for some product ID, and better still, you can be asked to find some other items on different sheets relating to a column in a separate sheet. So this is where lookup functions play a very critical role. With the right formula, you can pick the needed data connected to the column or the data point that is of interest to us. The lookup functions behave like magicians. They easily bring out what we need without much struggle. By the end of this video, you will learn how to use VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and the modern XLOOKUP functions. So this modern XLOOKUP function is very flexible, where it considers the vertical and the horizontal aspect of the data to pick out the data we want, and also how to handle the hash n/a error. Also going to combine some logical statements with the lookup functions. So you have a data set on a shop where you have the product ID, the product name, category, unit price, quantity, region, and total sales. This is very small, but it's going to help us understand the basics of the lookup functions so that we can apply them in different ideology, different data sets, or different combinations. But basically, having the idea of how the lookup function works is what's needed in our video. Okay, so let's say we want to know the total sales for product ID 4. Okay, so this is the total sales, this is the region, this is the product ID. So in a different sheet, we have product 002 001. Okay, so we just imagine we have a lot of product ID up to, let's bring product ID, sorry, I made a mistake. Product ID 67. We have product ID underscore value. We're also going to see table underscore array. We'll be seeing column underscore index underscore num. We also see range underscore lookup. This because 67 and 65, no, 25 are not found in the data. So to make it very nice, you can add the if error condition to make the presentation very nice. Let's say if there's an error where some IDs are not found, you can just output a message like not found, okay, so that it can be very nice. So instead of #n/a, we're going to see not found. So let's see how we do that. So we're going to have equals if error bracket opens VLOOKUP, then the whole formula stays the same way. We bring comma, then our double quotation mark, we add not found, and we close. Let's see. So we run through and we see not found for 67 and 25. Okay, very nice. So you can continue. Let's say we are seeing #n/a in the places for products 67 and 25. This is because we don't have 67 and 25 in the main data set. That's why Excel is outputting that for us. So to make it look presentable, we can combine the VLOOKUP, okay, with some conditional logic stating that if there's an error or if Excel cannot see anything for the product ID, it should say not found, not available, anything at all. You can do that by merging the if error logic. So if error bracket opens VLOOKUP, then we add this to it, comma, double quotation, not found. Let's hit enter and see. So we double click to fill, and now we have not found in places of 67 and 25. Let's say we want to find 3. You can just drag for it to affect the 3, and we see 1000, and over here we have 1000 for product ID 3. We have simply used the lookup function to extract the total sales for these product IDs at sheet 2 without coming back and forth to copy and paste them manually. So simple. Just look at how beautiful the formula is, and then you can do same. Just continue practicing, trying to debug some formula if you run into errors, and then see how you go about it. Cannot be perfect overnight, but constant practice will help us better and sharpen our skills. Now let us flip things and now apply HLOOKUP, the horizontal lookup. So we can transpose some of our data points and see how far it goes for the horizontal lookup. So we are going to have something like the product as headers, okay, and then the quantity will be beneath it. I don't know if you get what I mean. So let's try and transpose the product name column, and apply the HLOOKUP to see how it goes. Let's copy this column, copy, and we are going to paste, but this time around with a special pasting, and we choose the transpose. So now we have this here, and then we can also do this for product names, and then unit sold. We right click and then paste special transpose. So now we have our data in the horizontal, okay, the horizontal way. In this case, we can be able to apply the HLOOKUP to find some items for us. Once again, you would think, oh, this one I can copy and paste, and then without bothering myself with any, we can now apply the HLOOKUP to be able to get some items. So on this same sheet, we want to know the unit prices for some selected product names. So we can try and find for printer, for tablet, also for, let's say, webcam, without doing copy and paste. Okay, so the H equals HLOOKUP then the lookup value, we are looking out for printer, comma, and the table array, you go back to sheet 1, you highlight our interested table, we bring comma, move back to sheet 2. We don't need any sheet 2, but always remember to apply the absolute referencing. So absolute, and in the HLOOKUP we have 2 rows, right? Row 1 and row 2. So this is our second row, and that's what you are interested in. We want to look out for printer, and then it should print out the unit price. So in the formula here is going to be 2, because you are interested looking at the second row, and then our automatic false statement, we press enter. So we are seeing printer 250. Let's cross check and see. We see printer 250. So you can do that and fill for tablet and webcam, and you see that tablet is 500, webcam is 45. We've done that for the HLOOKUP, the horizontal lookup function. We also tried the modern XLOOKUP. So the disclaimer for the XLOOKUP is you should be using a newer version of the Microsoft suite. So above 2016, so 2017, 18, 19, the X365, the current ones like that. So when you are using below 2016, you cannot use the XLOOKUP function. That's one thing, but it doesn't matter. All we needed was the VLOOKUP, because normally all our data set is in the vertical positioning. So when you understand the VLOOKUP, you are good to go to apply the lookup function in your work as well. Let us quickly look into the XLOOKUP. So let's use XLOOKUP to also generate these same values. Sorry, let's copy. We are using the XLOOKUP, so equals XLOOKUP. Then we are looking out for this, right? Comma. Our lookup array. We are also looking at this, comma. Absolute referencing, don't forget. You can try without absolute referencing and try pasting other things inside and see what happens. And then also it was 7 and then false. Let's see. Why is it giving us error? Okay, so with the XLOOKUP, there's small changes in our formula. Let's try and break it down. So with this, with the the XLOOKUP, what you're also going to pick should start from 1. That is, we should bring the column heads so that the XLOOKUP can know whether it is vertical or horizontal. So we bring that, make changes to this value and make it 1. See, for the column A, we had A1 to A11, so this is supposed to also be G1 to G11. Excuse me. And then we can easily add not found to our work to make it quick. So we can run through and we easily get the not found in our work, and then so simple and easy. So we've talked about the VLOOKUP, the HLOOKUP, and the XLOOKUP. We have demonstrated with some examples. Also applying the if error, okay, in the case of VLOOKUP to present some information in case what you are looking for is not found in our main data set. So common mistakes beginners like us we normally do is forgetting to use the absolute referencing. Yes, it's very necessary. Forget to use the $ to lock our cell range. So don't forget to do that. Otherwise, there's small changes affecting your data will change everything in your VLOOKUP, your XLOOKUP, and your HLOOKUP formula you've written, and you'll be getting hash value. Okay. So you can also try experimenting on the VLOOKUP, the HLOOKUP on your own with a data set that will be provided in the bio for you to also try your hands on this. You can also try and get a very large set of data and apply the lookup function and see how it goes. So with these few takeaways, VLOOKUP searches vertically, HLOOKUP searches horizontally, XLOOKUP replaces both the previously mentioned with what easier syntax. And also remember, when you are using the XLOOKUP on your system and it's not working, then it means you are using an older version of the Microsoft Office suite. Don't worry, you can upgrade and you're able to use the XLOOKUP function. Always use force so that you can match the exact value. You can combine the if error to make reports very clean in the case of the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Now that you've mastered lookup function, it is time for us to level up our work, bring up top-notch ideas in Excel. Okay, so in our next video, we'll be doing something where index and matching, which is a build up on our lookup function as well, to help us reach our ultimate goal in Excel data analysis. So I hope this video was useful and you understood every single detail. Can't wait to see you in the next episode. Have a nice day learning. Bye bye.